Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan and today I am going to do a book review. That is correct, a book review on Reign of the Fallen by Sarah Glenn Marsh, which I have this ARC here that I received from a Goodreads giveaway. Here it is, I read it. This came out on, I think, the 23rd of January, so it is very available, and I would say, yes, you should go buy it. Like, there's the short of it. You should read this book. I do recommend it. Like, first off, let's just get that out of the way. I do recommend it if you are curious. It is a book, and you should go read it. Odessa is one of Carthia's master necromancers, catering to the kingdom's ruling dead. Whenever a noble dies, it's Odessa's job to raise them by retrieving their soul from a dreamy and dangerous shadow world called the Deadlands. But there is a cost to being raised. The dead must remain shrouded or risk transforming into zombie-like monsters known as shades. If even a hint of flesh is exposed, the grotesque transformation will begin. A dramatic uptick in shade attacks raises suspicions and fears among Odessa's necromancer community. Soon, a crushing loss of one of their own reveals a disturbing conspiracy. Someone is intentionally creating shades by tearing shrouds from the dead and training them to attack. Odessa is faced with a terrifying question. What if her necromancer's magic is the weapon that brings Carthia to its knee? A lavish fantasy with a surprising and breathtaking LGBT romance at its core, Reign of the Fallen is a gutsy, unpredictable read that will grab readers by the throat and never let go. Most of that is accurate, I would say, but maybe not quite. I will say that it did deliver on its necromancy and it did deliver on its bisexual heroine, which is always super nice when it delivers on the two main things that you read for. So Reign of the Fallen takes place in this world where there are these different magics tied to eye color, which isn't mentioned in the synopsis, I don't think, but different magics are tied to different eye colors, and the main magic that we see in this book is necromancy, which is tied to blue eyes because they can see the portals to the Deadlands. And we follow Odessa, one of these necromancers, of which there are not many because not very many people want to go into the Deadlands and retrieve the dead. In this world, people have necromancers bring their loved ones back to life. There is a cat blocking what little sunlight I have. And Odessa is one of these necromancers in ploy of the crown of the dead people. This also includes their king, who has been ruling for 200 years and has outlawed any changes in this kingdom. Like, for the past 200 years, nothing has been allowed to be invented or changed. They're not really quite zombies. They act like they do in life, as long as they are shrouded and unseen by the living. If they are seen by the living, they turn into monstrous shades that will hungrily eat anyone in their path. It is Odessa's job to bring these dead back to life and also to destroy any shades that might pop up, which in the past there have not been too many. Of course, that all changes in book, because stories and whatnot occur. I ended up giving this book a 4.5 out of 5 stars. On Goodreads, I did round down to a 4, but I really did enjoy this book. I had very high expectations. The hype was real in me. It's got a pink cover. I don't think you can tell how pink it is, and I think it's even more pink, the final version, which I want. I do want a hardcover version on my bookshelves that I don't even have yet. I want it. I had very high expectations. It's got a bisexual protagonist, and there's lots of necromancy. A necromancer bisexual protagonist. Like, that's just awesome. And it does deliver on that. It does deliver on that. Like, that is very nice. It does have some very good LGBT rep in it, and I appreciate that. Though I wouldn't say that it's the main focus of the book. Like, I wouldn't say that it was really worth mentioning in the synopsis here. It says, and breathtaking LGBT romance at its core. I wouldn't really say that there was LGBT romance at its core. Like, there was an LGBT romance, and some in the background too, but I wouldn't say it was at its core, personally, but that does draw your eye if that is something you are looking for in a fantasy book, and it certainly did draw my eye, as well as, you know, necromancy and a pink cover, and it's just really nice. Overall, I really did enjoy this book, but I did have a few small issues with it, but aside from those small issues, it was a really good book. It just didn't maybe meet my expectations, and the middle in particular I wasn't fond of. it went in a direction that I'm not really comfortable with books going in anymore. So it might not bother anyone else, but it did bother me, and it was a little bit slow in the middle because our main character has to deal with some grief and addiction, which I did not expect from this necromancy LGBT book, fantasy book. Did not see that coming, wasn't a huge fan of it. Overall, our heroine, Odessa, is very proactive and does stuff. She's maybe not the most brilliant heroine I've ever seen in my life, but she wasn't an annoying heroine. She did things and did those things. I'm really bad at book reviews. And while she doesn't always make maybe the best choices, she does make choices. I liked her. And romance-wise, I actually expected the romance to go in a different direction, so when it went in the direction it did, I was kind of disappointed, honestly, me, but other people might not be. Like, I should have seen it coming. I thought maybe at one point, but then I was like, but come on. Like, I shipped our main character in a different direction than the book did, which that happens, you know, and it is alright where it went. I'm not displeased with it. I don't not ship it. The world in this is sort of a typical fantasy world, except for the fact that there's, you know, dead people walking around. Other than that, it's sort of typical, but I am interested to see more of it and hope that we will see more of it in the sequel, which is apparently going to happen at some point. So overall, I would recommend this book if you're looking for a necromancer fantasy, though I'm surprised the cover is pink because I don't think the color pink ever appears in this book. If anything I have said here interests you, you should go pick it up. Thank you so much for watching. That completes this video. I hope that I will see you in my next one. Goodbye! Go read the book.